Okay, I just want to do an update on my Zakull Spellbreaker. I've made some improvements, so I want to share what those are, and then rerun at least one of the Shattered Realms. Biggest change I made is listening to someone on the forums. I wasn't actually aware of these tainted Swampgrips, so those are giving me another charge. So you've got 3 charges of Shadowstrike every 1 second, I believe, plus TSS additional weapon damage. I've also improved a few of the Ascended bonuses to give some more offensive and defensive ability, so around 3,300 for each. And in case anyone's interested, the way I ran this is Lethal Assault maxed out for the cold damage, and then maybe I could get rid of this since I'm mostly just shadow striking. So that could be something I could put the points in somewhere else. Blade Spear mostly to proc stuff, and then max out Shadow Strike, and obviously the Nightfall, which is huge, and then Night's Chill and slowing everyone down. I like everyone slowed down with lower offensive ability. And then you've got your Maven Sphere's protection for your damage absorption, and then trying to max out as much as I can. Sky Shards, maybe I could take out here and put it into this, which would give more crit chance damage or crit damage. I don't know if that's worth it or not. And then Inner Focus for more offensive ability. And then obviously Star Pact, and that's going to get your, between the Locksmears and everything, this is 3 charges to Shadow Strike with a 0.9 second skill recharge. So Shadow Strike's like my favorite skill in the game. So this is like, in my opinion, the most maxed out Shadow Strike build you could probably do. Someone was asking about a Reaper versus Spellbreaker. Now, obviously, from a pure aesthetic point of view, my guy does look like a Reaper. Like, he looks like some undead dude floating around taking people's souls. Not really a Spellbreaker, but aside from that, I actually do think, from my opinion, it works both ways. Like, you got Siphon Souls down here at the bottom, but you can see like TSS 500 plus Frostburn damage with increased duration. And a lot of the set bonuses, you can see 4 set is Frozen Core plus 3. Now you're getting it for Reaper. Now in terms of the differences, I actually don't know. I'm thinking maybe Reaper would be my next character to see. My understanding is this is going to be a little more hit and run. Reaper is going to be more just like survivable, if you will. Hopefully you'd get more damage output in exchange for the glassy part of it, but this does have its things as well, because you can do the mirror for 3 seconds of invulnerability, and some people might want to take Blade Barrier for an extra button, as well. So let's go ahead and without further ado, do this one again. I'm just going to do a little bit. We'll see how it plays. I definitely noticed that my Shadow Strike seems to hit harder, especially with crits. But we'll see here compared to the other run. And aside from that, yeah. So I feel like my Shadow Strikes, from what I can tell now, it would be great if this had like an in-game log or something. Ooh, that Shriek. Oh, that guy. Hate that guy. That's the one guy can like definitely one-shot you. So I may actually do my invulnerability and finish him off. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, not a hard problem. I know that some people have problems with this guy to some extent, but I mean, from a pure campaign perspective, I mean, this is going to do everything in Ascended you want. And in fact, there's no real content it has a really hard time with, except for I think the Reaper would do better for the Celestials. This certainly is not going to be... Whoa, why am I... See, I gotta do it. I think I got like... I'm stuck or something. That was weird. What was I saying? It's not like face tanking. I beat Ravager, but I definitely had a kite because it felt very squishy still. This is still a squishy class. I know most of the stuff you can face tank, but any really hard boss or... Now, on the other hand, if you're fighting that, what is that thing? The Dread? Ooh, this guy. There's a... What is this guy? Yeah, the Under King. He's usually pretty easy. I just got to be a little careful, so I'm going to pop invulnerability because I got a couple guys. Oh, I got a lot of bosses here. Well, yeah, that... See, that was just dumb. See, that's like a positioning thing you don't want to get involved in. Like, I should have kited. So, it's probably good to show that. So, you're definitely going to die if you're dumb like me with positioning. But if you're positioning well and paying somewhat of attention, like I'm just kind of face tanking mostly, you really shouldn't die, particularly. Okay, these are the guys that killed me. So I'm gonna kite and then I'm gonna finish him off. Okay. So yeah. So I think that's good to show just kind of the... It's... Even though it's like maxed out, you can easily get one shot. You know, like... But what I think I was saying was the... Before I, you know, died so ingloriously. See, like, we got a lot of things like that. You want to stay... If you want to be safe, you can kite. Probably don't have to. The Dread, I was saying. Don't have too much problem with this, with the Dread. I don't know how other classes are doing with it, but... Because the thing is the Dread... I feel like there's a lot of stuff flying down, killing me. Okay, I want to die again. It's kind of embarrassing. What was this? Oh, it's that Gravitor guy. Alright, oh my god. I'm just gonna kite and kite for a while until I can kind of get control over everything. I'm gonna need some invulnerability to go to town. Okay. Okay, they I had a blade barrier there. Oh my god. This is like Psycho. Jesus. Alright, I'm just like kiting away from this guy. He was actually almost dead, so I can kill him now. But I definitely can... Ooh. He dead? Why are there so many dudes here? Okay, he's finally dead. Oh my god, that was peak fighting. Alright, well, I got this guy. I don't have to worry about time. But yeah, I feel like for the Dread, this is sort of made for that, because I think you have to, from what I'm hearing, you have to kite on typical classes you wouldn't have to kite, so I feel like this is good to kind of get in, get out. And if you do that, it's fairly safe. So he's got like a 300,000... Whoa, some other dude there. So I guess I pulled him. Damn. Oh, I hate this guy. I don't want to die again. That's going to be really embarrassing. So you definitely... I like the fact... Yeah, 600,000 dots. I mean, that's... He's going to go down hard. I could just kite, you know what I mean? Bye-bye. Have a nice day. I like classes where there's a little risk involved. I don't want to necessarily be an invulnerable. But in my opinion, there should be some reward for it. Like, you shouldn't have, you know, just like an indestructible character doing as much damage as this, ideally. I'd like to try out some of those characters. I definitely think I'll try the Reaper and see how that fares relatively. Alright, so Drevin Cole and Alburin Rain. Should I know who that is? Sounds like a rock band. But this is kind of a typical kiting thing. And I haven't really been making use of the invulnerability. I'm just like, not even... That's one of the biggest things about this. So I'm sure I'm not playing it optimally. When you kite like this, it really is hard to die.
Come forth.
Ooh, come forth. Yeah, that sounds scary. I will come forth. Haha, I just came forth. Yeah, also nullification. Not exactly sure what. I just sometimes do it. It would be nice to know more about nullification for these things. It would also be nice to know what kills you. Like, it'd be nice to have some kind of like you were killed by this bolt or something. I don't know that there's anything like that in this game. That'd be helpful to improve. But anyways, that's the Zakull sort of mostly endgame build. I think, not a lot of hit points, glass cannon, but if you want a class that's good at kiting, it's good. And I hope that this kind of updates so you can see kind of what's possible, and also the weaknesses in the class with some of the tougher bosses as well. And hope that helps. Let me know if any questions. Thanks.